So we are discussing blockchain is not a kind of internet. There was some technical issue. Internet is based on the relational database and blockchain is based on the distributed ledger. Request to all the participants who has left due to some technical errors, please join again. Okay. Next one is blockchain a data structure or the database? I think we have already correlated internet and blockchain. And now, will you please confirm it is a database or the data structure? It's a database or data structure. Data structure, good. Database, decentralized one. Great. Great. But Ms. Sarah, I am asking about the data structure and database. We have to choose among these two, data structure or the database. Miss Sarah has replied for the decentralized one. I'm once again elaborating the things. Blockchain is basically is not a data structure. Blockchain is not a data structure. In fact, we can say that in the layman language, it is a database. If we have to choose between these two words, we have to make it the database, not the data structures. Because the data structures are normally implemented or the terminologies which is used in the client server model. And that is client server model normally use the data structure models in the shape of the stacks. In the case of the tables, whenever we have to save the data, we have to use the tables or the stacks. That is normally used in the internet or the client server model. So if we have to opt whether blockchain is a data structure or a database, then blockchain is a database, not the data structures. Because the internet is based on the data structures and blockchain is database in the layman language. But if we have to define it precisely, that is a decentralized data base or data structure, because we have already known that the data structure is related with the stacks, data structure is related with the tables. Therefore, we are not using the decentralized data structures. we are using the word decentralized database. Okay. We are synchronizing the things in the proper way. Are you getting the exactly points? Ms. Tushari ji, great. Great, Sarah ji, thank you. Mr. Mohan, because we are moving the step by step. Yes. Decentralized digital, that's great. Tushari ji, fantastic. That is a digital decentralized database. That's the perfect definition. I have not added the digital because I do not want to make the definition in the confusion zone. That's why I have used the simple words, simple terminologies. That is a decentralized database, but in the proper way, in fact, that is a digital decentralized database. Once again, I'm updating that is not a data structure. That's why we are not using decentralized data structures. Okay, perfect. Now the next one is that session is for you. I think I will appreciate all the participants if we involve themselves in these type of the discussions to gain the main knowledge from the base points. Otherwise, the session is going on. I think all of you are most aware about these mathematical functions. Okay, mathematical functions. Are you aware about that? First of all, tell me, that is a modulus. I think all of you will be aware about that. That's great, Mohanji. Fantastic. You are the spontaneous answer making person in our group and active each and every time. Will you please the name of that function? Anybody? Okay, mod. Miss Sara, Miss Tushari ji, Miss Furnaz. Furnaz, great. That is a 8. Basically, that function is a modulus. In short, we ask is about the mod. And the function of these modulus is that in the mathematical, say, functions or algorithm or the interpretations in mathematics, that modulus interpreted that whenever any integer comes between these modulus, that integer will become the positive. That's a unique function of the modulus. Okay, if we are taking say 8, then answer will be 8. If we are taking the plus 36, answer will be the itself 36. If we are taking minus 42, then answer will be 42. That's great. Okay, and in case of the 31, that is without modulus, what will be the answer? If we are making a pool of the data, good, that is a 31. Anybody else? 31. Okay, anybody? Great. And now you just distinguish between these 4 numeric numbers with the mode and one is without mode. Difference between these and nothing. All the outputs are positive. First is the 8, second is 36, and the third one is 42, and the fourth one is a 31. Answer will be the same. But one thing common is that all the equal to numbers, all the result numbers are positive. Yes. And now the blockchain completely works on that principle. Blockchain works on that principle that each and every data each and every data will be comes with the function of just like a mod or block, and the result will be the each and every time with positive integers, or we can say that the block numbers or the block datas. Okay, means that if you are interested to operate the financial data, then block will be created. If you are interested to create the educational data, then block will be created. If you are interested to create for the medical data, block will be created. If you are interested to create for the this properties data, real estate data, each and every time blocks and only blocks will be created for each type of the informations. These blocks are individually characteristic with the each type of data, and say we can say that these are using the word chain. Okay, and what's the function of the chain in that? For that, you have to choose block chain, block plus chain, block multiply chain, or block plus minus chain. Please mark your answer just like the say ABC. Blockchain is basically block plus chain, or block multiply chain, or block plus minus chain. A. Perfect. Great, Farnazi. Great, Miss Sara. Great, Tushari ji. Mayomi ji, great. Please motivate yourself to make your own innovations, be the part of that discussion, because discussion itself is learning phase. Don't bother about the right clicks or the wrong clicks. On the end of the discussion, we always learn each and every time. So I request all the participants, please be part on that. And yes, Mr. Mohan is a C, block plus minus chain. Perfect. And now thing is that block plus chain, it means chain is basically superposing, or the say we can say that the merging, not the superimposing, we can say the merging its data on the block. Plus means in a layman language you can say that the chain is merging its data on the block. Say you are adding 5 plus 6 and result will be the 11. You are adding 7 plus 5, the result will be 12. It means block is not as it is same. Therefore, we cannot say the A part is correct. In the second part, block multiply chain, say you are multiply 7 multiply 3, the answer will be 21. Once again, you are not getting the exact block 7. You are not getting the exact block 7. Ultimately, that will be the, once again, not the appropriate click. In the third one, it is block plus minus chain. It means we are sometimes adding, sometimes we are subtracting, but still we are lacking on that also. So, in fact, what is that? How they are attaching the chains with the blocks to interconnect the information enthusiastically, properly. It means block and chains are connected with some not a definite mathematical operation. They are connected with some mathematical mixed type of operations in such a way that the block is not changed. Block is not changed. Sometimes you have, I think you have definitely read about these progressions, arithmetic progressions, geometric progressions. I think all of you have read in mathematics or not? Arithmetic progressions, geometric progressions. Anybody? You have not read? Arithmetic progressions and yes, great. Arithmetic progressions, AP and GP, yes. Good. Anybody else? AP, GP, arithmetic progressions is a, but good, great. Great for Naz. In these, we have to add the particular some digits in that. In case of the AP, arithmetic progressions, in case of the geometric progressions, we have to add, we have to multiply some fractions or some integers. But the main intention is that we have make a equal multiples or the equal additives in each consequent blocks, in each consequent terms. On the basis of that, the blockchain works. Ultimately, we are moving towards the cryptography. We are moving towards the algorithms. But in fact, there is not the straightforward the mathematical operations between the block and chain which can define the relation between them. Ultimately, these are using some definite type of the algorithms, some definite type of the cryptographies, some definite type of the mathematical operations which make them to interconnected with each other enthusiastically without losing any type of the informations. I'm not using the cryptography with the full faith because the cryptography provides the another type of the functions also in terms of the security. At that point, we are just connecting the block and chains. Therefore, we just refer to the mathematical functions rather than the cryptography. Okay, up to that, any doubt? We have made the sense. Now we are moving to the AI and the blockchain in the next slides. Yes, please. Quickly. Any doubt up to that? Great. Great, Miss Sarah, and great. It is clear, sir. That's fine. Great, Momoji. Mr. Mayumi ji, I think, yes. Mr. Mohan, fine. And now, before that, I'm just giving you this wonderful relations between the technologies. In the left side, you will see the client server model. You are seeing here the client server model. And in the right side, you just visualize the things. You are just visualize the things and tell me after that, before that, now tell me one important thing. What's the left side pictograph? What the right side pictograph represent? First of all, in the left one, you have the client server model. In the left one, you have client server model. In the stacks, you have the servers. In the small, you have the clients. These are connected with the server. That is basically your data structure or the relational database structures or simply data structures. which we are using in the internet, which are the traditional database structures. But now we are using the blockchain in the right hand side. Okay, in the right hand side, you are just visualize the things. Each and every type of the information is being converted into the blocks. Your mail, your currency, your diamonds, your music, your belongings, your super belongings, each and everything, your even certificates, your badges, all the things are being converted into the blocks. These right side represents each and every type of the valuable information is being converted into the blockchain. Okay, up to that we have made the sense, yes or no? That's great. I'm really happy with the some participants that's taking parts in the discussion enthusiastically and the motivating the other participants also. Mr. Fernaz, Ms. Sara, Mr. Mohan. Left is a client server and the right is a distributed database of difference. Yes, definitely. We are not discussing about the Mohanji right now. It seems secure. That's not secure. Yes, you have just observed the one between the line things that has been the logged has been provided. However, I have not discussed right now about that. We will discuss, and that's great. You have observed that thing because that portion is a secure blockchain information is being secured. That's great for your. Yes, the meaning of locker is it's represent the security associated with the blockchain. Right, Tushari ji? That's locker represent the security that is inherited with the technology blockchain. Okay, and now one more important thing is that how these technologies are connected by these some technological options. First option is A, second option is B, third option is O, I think that is a C and O, and the fourth one part is a D. How will change these transformation from one technology to another technology by using which one option, A, B, O and D? Because we have to move from the client server to the blockchain, and in that, in which type of the transformation you would like to convert or is being converted more correctly, because that transformation is being take place all over the world. How they are and now we have to choose which one option is being used for the transformation of the technologies from the client server to the blockchain. As per you, whether the option A is being carried out for this transformation, option B is carried out, option C is, option O is carried out, or option D is carried out. because we are transforming from this technology to this one. At that point is not a single click by pressing the single button and that will be converted into the new one. That's not possible. Yes, please. We are transforming the technology from client server to the blockchain in the form of B and D. In the form of B and D. Client server is being converted into the blockchain decentralized database with the help of B along with the D. Okay, because the cloud computing is comes in between for these transformations. For these transformations, we are using the cloud computing. Okay. Now the question, which one related to the AI, is the blockchain is a kind of AI? The answer is basically the AI has the multiple level system, among which MAS is a system that is related to the blockchain. Multi-agent system, that is a part of the blockchain. Blockchain is not directly correlated with the AI. That is a part of the further discussion. We will elaborate that. And to understand the definition, I have just elaborated in simple words, but you can read: intend to collaborate and increase the AI security and ensure it is well thought out in advance towards a true good for all sapiens. Basically, the meaning of that, we are introducing the blockchain in the AI due to the enhanced AI security for the good of all human beings and all the persons which are doing to being the good human beings. Because the sapiens is a Latin word that means the persons with the good, fiction, and wisdom. That is a Latin word. So, in fact, for all the societies, for all the human societies, humankind, the definitions correlate that the blockchain definitely provides the AI security for all sapiens. Now, in terms of the simple terminologies, we can define the blockchain as a chain of the blocks containing information. It's a growing list of the records known as the blocks, which are linked using the cryptography. हमने भी डिस्कस किया था. Sorry, we have already discussed. These blocks are interconnected with the some mathematical operations, some mathematical algorithms. I think you all already know about the algorithms, because the algorithms are the public coding, public domain coding, and the cryptography is also the public domain coding. Yes, just a moment. There is a chat. Tushari ji is saying that the no blockchain is used by the AI. Please repeat your, that is information or doubt. Tushari ji, your doubt. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, you have replied regarding the question. That's fine. Perfect. Fantastic. Fantastic, Farnaz ji, Tushari ji. Okay. And now we are just making the conversation regarding these, how these blocks are interconnected with the chains. These chains are in fact some mathematical operations or mathematical algorithms which are already predefined and make them to interconnected enthusiastically. And in fact, that technology is the cryptography, that making the perfect security pattern to save or to secure these block information. And now each block contains a cryptographic hash of the previous block, a timestamp, and a transaction data. Basically, the we have to just interconnect each and every block with another predecessor and the successor. To make the interconnection secure way, we have to connect the information in like that, so that the each block can recognize his or its place is adjacent to the previous one block. That's why each and every next block will contain the cryptographic hash of the previous block, so that each and every block can be placed serial wise and these are the synchronized. What is the meaning of the timestamp? Timestamp means just like your stamping. You are using stamping for any type of the rubber stamp, for any type of the self-ink stamp, means that each block will contain the date and time information for the particular information which is stored in that block. Okay, timestamp means each and every information which is stored on the block will get the date and time. Therefore, information will be stored in the block with the date and time. And transaction data. Transaction data means the data which is being transacted which with the help of these blocks. We will see the detailed processing of these blocks with the help of the animation in the next coming slides. Okay. And now, before that, I will ask one question. What's the unique feature of the blockchain? What do you think? Unique feature of the blockchain, which is making it the most prominent in these new technologies? Only one most promising feature. Most promising feature in the blockchain. Sir, class में हूँ सर मैं इसकी APT बस. अच्छा जी मैं primary objective of the blockchain is to solve the problem of keeping the records in redundancy without requiring a central server. It is used for the secure transfer of items like money, property, contracts, etc. without requiring a third party. Once a data is recorded inside a blockchain, it is very difficult to change it. Okay, sir? Yes, trustable encryption, security. In case of the traditional database, A client can perform 4 functions on data: create, read, update, and delete. Create, read, update, and delete. The blockchain is designed to be a append-only structure. A user can only add more data in the form of additional blocks. All previous data is permanently stored and cannot be altered. Therefore, the only operations associated with the blockchain are first one is the read operations. These queries and retrieve data from the blockchain. Write operation. These add more data onto the blockchain. Meaning of that is we are using the create, read, update, and delete for the earlier one, traditional database. But in that case, just we are using the two things: read operations and write operations. Okay. Time shortage is there. आपके लिए digital coins, duplicate of datas. Yes, these are the some need for the blockchain. Why the blockchain is needed? First one is a time reduction. Second one is the unchangeable transactions. Third one is reliability. Fourth one is decentralized. Fifth one, collaborations. And sixth one is a security token, means the cryptography. This is the most promising need factors which are required for the blockchain. I think all of these words, terminologies, you will be most of you aware: ledger, chronological, node, transaction, blockchain, miners, consensus. Distributed ledger. Blockchain technology enables the distributed ledger among all the nodes of the system. The blockchain is effectively time-stamped, and transactions once added cannot be rearranged in chronological sequence. This allows everyone to access the entire history of all the transfers of a given property. Block, you know that all piece of information that entered a blockchain is stored in individual block. Already we have discussed. And what is the hashing? Each block is secured and tagged by an encrypted digital signature that is known as a hashing. To avoid the duplicate information, blockchain use a process known as a proof of work or the proof of stake. These are the unique. These are some algorithm which are used in the blockchain: proof of work or the proof of stake. I think these terminologies, have anybody doubt? Because time is short there and we have to complete the most important things. Please make your acknowledgement. Up to that, we have made the synchronized. Okay, Tushari ji, Mr. Mohan, Miss Sara, Miss Varun. Great. Component, once again, the blockchain components. Block time, that's the most important factor which provides the real-time data is in the blockchain. All blockchains generate the new blocks at the regular interval, and frequency of these updates is the block time. Shorter the time interval means a real-time representation of events. Blockchain system helps companies to avoid the human error or miscommunications between the poorly connected IT systems. I think this history is already aware to about that, and the systems, how the decentralized work in the blockchain. Centralized, you know that client server. Decentralized means the distributed data and the some publics and some privates. Okay, distributed ledgers, we have made the one public, another one privates. These are some embedded characteristics in the blockchain. Cryptography, everyone of you, I think, well about that, well aware about that. And immutability. Immutability means we cannot alter any type of the data in any way. Provenance means we are providing the fidelity to the system. Decentralization means distributed information. Enhanced security means we are providing the additional layer of the security in the system. And the additional one is the consensus. If we are making, that is the most important part of the blockchain. If we are making any change in the blockchain, we are taking the consideration each and every node before making the mutual final result in blockchain. Consensus is a very important part in the blockchain because each and every node must provide the consensus to implement it. That's the most promising feature of the blockchain, to add the additional layer of the security. If any half of the nodes is not working fine for the particular information, it means that that particular information will not be added into that. It means in the rest of the three, some unsocial means the bad actor or the threat actor are working on that, and the remaining three one is not accepting the right information. I'm just moving fast due to the shortage of times, so that you will be aware about that. Distributed, already know that. Enhanced security, you will be get by the cryptography. Consensus, already discussed. And now in the case of the consensus algorithm, three most important factors are security, fault tolerance, and the real time value. Security, fault tolerance, and the real time value. Security, you know that. Fault tolerance means any case of the fault you will cover it, and the real time means block time is a very less and you will provide the exact real time informations or the real time data to that. These are the type of the say blockchains, which are some public, some private. How the hash are generated, that will, and how the blockchain works. Just go through that slide. After that, we are concluding it the session, because that's the most important. These blocks are connected with the chain, and each block contains the data that may be anything, transactions or the records. Hash of a block gets every time the data gets appended to it or modified. We have to making the sense because, or synchronizing the things too much fast, because you already take the lectures, and I'm just conserving the time to make the cover up of all the parts. Data stored on the top layer, hash that is stored on the block, hash of the previous block, I think the animation is a self-explanatory. In the second part, hash, that is a unique number assigned to the each block. these unique number will represent the next block just like a predecessor, so that these two consecutive blocks may be interconnected to each other. Now, for the first block, we give the Genesis block and provide the hash as a 0 to make it the first block. After that, the next block will contain the hash of the previous block, and these sequence will continue up to the last for the blockchain. Hash of a block is similar to a fingerprint, like the random or the unique, which is generated based on data present in the block as well. Hash of a block, just like a fingerprint scanner of our hand. And now that is a replica of the some user center nodes, how they are connected in case of the blockchains. Each and every node will be connected to the another one node. Each one computer is connected with the, you can see this particular node is connected to the rest of the 5. This, and this. If particular 3 block which are connected with the chains is reside in one computer, the same data is on the each and every computer. You can say that the information is contained each and every node with the equal credentials. In case, first of all, you can see the consensus, means each and every computer making the consensus with each and every node to make it proper successful. Addition of a new block in the chain. Say you are interested to add a block in the computer in the right one, bottom one, blue one. That block, how it is added in the rest of the node. Say that particular node comes to the that particular block comes into the node. That's very interesting. That particular node is taking the consensus from the rest of the node by using these arrows. Means it's taking the information regarding that block. And now after that, because that block is not present in these nodes, that particular node will be replicated to the remaining node in the network. After that, all the nodes will get synchronized with the new information. But before that, they have to populate these new block in the rest of the node information of the blockchain. And now this has been populated in the rest of the nodes. And if these nodes are added in the, this block is added to each and every block, before that, the host node has taken the consensus for all the nodes before adding it. If any of the 3 or 2 nodes are not providing the consensus to it, it means the new block will not be added to the remaining nodes. That's the most promising feature of the consensus of the blockchain regarding the consensus. And now just we are concluding after that. If any person who is say hacker tries to change the data of a block and got success in that, for that particular he gets succeed, say he needs to modify and validate the succeeding blocks in the chain to be successful, because each and every block contains the previous block information. If we are changing the information of a particular block, it means we have to change the predecessor block and the successor block also. I think these are already discussed. timestamp, proof of work, you have already discussed, I think, as a chain the cryptography. So the most important thing, you have already discussed the blockchain, but what's the limitation of the blockchain? First of all, blockchain contains the higher cost, much higher cost. Nodes seek the higher rewards for the completing transaction in a business which work on the principle of the supply and the demand. Higher cost. Second, slower transactions. Transactions slower means they have to prioritize the transactions with the higher rewards. They have to take the consensus. Without consensus, they cannot make the successful transactions. Therefore, sometimes it makes the slower. Small ledgers. It is not copy to full copy of the blockchain that can potentially affect the immutability and the consensus. Next one, transaction cost and the network speed. That's again barrier for the blockchain. And another one is the risk of error, because as long as the human error is involved, there is always a risk of error. In case of the blockchain database, all the incoming data has to be high quality. However, human involvement can quickly resolve the error. And the another most challenging limitation is the wasteful. Every node that runs the blockchain has to maintain consensus across the blockchain. This offers very low time and makes the data stored on the blockchain forever unchangeable. All this is the wasteful because each node repeats a task to reach the consensus. I've already repeat consensus makes the data in the huge way, and ultimately we have the so many junk or the wasteful data. And now after that, we are just concluding for the session. And before that, I think we have synchronized the things in a little bit more pace. And up to that, if any doubt, please write in the chat box. Yes, Miss Sarah. Farnazi. Because I do not want to make the lengthy conversation, because the 1:30 is already there. If you allow, we'll continue on the Thursday for the application of the blockchains in the different field. For the today's lecture, please mark for the good and bad. Because time constraints is there. If you allow, we will continue on the Thursday after the first one lecturer. So I'm just inviting to Mr. KK Yadav for concluding the session, today's session. Thank you. Thanks of all of you for the patience for listening for the today's session. I'm just handing over to the Mr. KK Yadav for today's.
Thank you, sir, for today's session, and today's too much hectic schedule. But okay, this is the part of our training. So hopefully you all are enjoying, and today recording and study material already sharing, and schedule for the tomorrow presentation also inform in your group. Okay. So for today is sufficient. Have a nice day. Thanks for joining today, and again see you all up tomorrow. And tomorrow our dynamic officer, Mr. Neeraj Gupta, he will present a report regarding blockchain technology. So hopefully you are most technical knowledge, deep knowledge regarding blockchain technology will be done. Okay. And tomorrow 3 group, Mongolia, Iran and Thailand. As per schedule for presentation, so hopefully all are tomorrow comfortable for presentation. Again, meet all of you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Namaste. Thank you for today.